All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is the 10th day of May, 2013. It's Friday, the 10th day of May, 2013. Let's see, the results for the live trading room this morning. We were minus 8 ticks on the Russell. We were minus 8 ticks on crude oil, and we were plus 44 ticks on gold. All right. Our current month to day total, our current monthly total anyway, on the 8 days that we've had trading so far is $2,005 per contract for the month of January. For the month of January, for the month of May. We're 10 days into it, and we're up $2,000 so far. So, with that, we might have another ban a month this month if we continue. Need to have a couple of big days, but last month was our highest monthly total at $53.92.50 per contract, and this month we're only 10 days into it. We're 8 trading days into it, and we have probably about 12 trading days left, 12 or 13 trading days left. Hopefully we'll be able to get up above that 5,392 level again. This morning it took 2 minutes to get to our 2 points, 2 minutes in one trade. We were plus $110 a contract, after 2 minutes. If we were just going for our 2 points, we would have stopped right there and been done for the day. But we had to keep going. So we did. And we ended up taking 13 trades this morning. We ended up positive $280 a contract. We were plus $280 a contract. There was one point in the day. I don't know. Yeah, I guess 280's not bad. There was one point in the day where we were down 3 trades total. We were down 2 trades on crude and 1 trade on the Russell. And we ended up working our way back on the crude. We didn't end up working our way back on the Russell. I was in a Russell trade, and I ended up getting break even on it. I'll go over all that in just a minute. All right. Let me slide this up. This is our total for the month so far, the month of May, $2,005 per contract in the live trading room. If you assume an $8 round turn, it's $1,261 after fees, after commissions, okay? If you have not taken a free trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply, sign up for the free trial. All right. In the free trial, you'll get 5 business days in our live trading room. You will be sent an email. In the email, there's a bunch of instructions. Watch the instructions. It tells you how to download the charting platform. You'll be sent another email from Daniel's Trading that gives you your password and ID. Log in. Go to the indicator store, download your indicators, and if you want my layout, if you want your charts to look just like mine, you need to install our indicator set from the indicator store, and then just send me a quick email at support@cfrn.net saying, can I please have your layout, and I'll be happy to send it over to you. Okay? That's for anybody that's on the free trial, anybody that's a partner, any of you guys that have access to our indicators. I actually took this long trade over here on the soybeans. This one right here, from 1402 and a quarter is where I grabbed it. See, it's right there, 1402 and a quarter. Gonna put my stop at break even. That's not counting toward the total today, but I'll show you the actual trade right there. This was the trend line. We needed an up close above the trend line because we had red on the cycle. So the entry was right there. I took that actually when Dwayne was talking. All right. Now, I was saying, if you're taking the free trial, really take the free trial, okay? If you want my layout, send me a quick email at support@cfrn.net, and I'll be happy to send you over my layout and a little video on how to install it. All right. Let's get started with the trades today. All right. On crude oil, we were down. Well, we're down a bit here on crude at one point. Crude kind of beat us up a little bit this morning. See, we had 2 losing trades. Here we go. Right at the very beginning. It was pretty choppy in here right at the very beginning, and we didn't take any trades right in there. It finally made a nice move down and started trending, and I thought that was going to be a good thing. Hold on a second, guys. My soybean trade is really moving here. Hold on. I got to manage that. All right, I'm going to lock in 225. Oh, I'm just going to lock in 4 ticks profit on that, and I'm going to lock in 8 ticks profit on that. All right, you see, nope, it just took me out. Okay, I'm out of that now. Sorry, just went right through my my order up there. Anyway, what you would be looking for here, for those of you guys who are partners, who are partners or who are on the free trial, here's your trend line. You have bullish divergence. You need an up close above that trend line. Okay. I forgot where I was. I was doing crude oil. All right. We took a short trade over here. We ended up stopping out. We were minus 8 ticks on crude right there. We missed this shorting opportunity over here, which would have given us our 8 ticks back. We grabbed this one. We got nothing out of that one. We got a break even, I believe, out of that. Yeah, we got break even, I'm pretty sure, on that one. We stopped out of this one. We missed anything that happened in here along the way. There was just one trade in here, I think. No, 2 trades. There was one right here and one right here. We missed those, and we got all the way over here. We took another short trade over here, and we stopped out again. So now we're minus 16 ticks on 3 trades on the crude oil. Over here, we took another opportunity right here. We got 4 ticks on that one. We missed this one right here, and we took this one. We got 4 more ticks on that one. That's what got us back to minus 8 on the crude. Okay. Let's see. That was the last trade that we took on crude. You know, there was ample opportunity in here. If I had just been trading crude, there was plenty of opportunity in here to get positive on the day on crude oil, but I was trading a whole bunch of things and answering a bunch of questions and doing lots of stuff. There was just a trade here recently on this huge move up that it just had right here. And for those of you guys who were in the partners meeting last night, there was a bunch of opportunity in here to take additional trades on the crude, okay, based on the stuff we went over in the partners meeting. Okay, yeah, there was just a ton of them. There was, you know, in here where normally we couldn't have taken a trade in here because the black line was above the BBC. You could have taken the trade right in here, okay. You could have taken a trade right in here. You could have taken a trade maybe a little bit earlier. I'm not going to get into that right now. All right, but there was opportunity in there. All right, that was the crude oil. We were down 8 ticks on crude. Now the Russell, we had a couple of trades on the Russell too. And looks like I only have one of them marked. Yeah, I only have one marked. I had a break-even trade as well. But we started out the day over here. There was no trade opportunity right in here. There was a trade opportunity here, but we didn't take it. I don't remember why. We did take a short opportunity over here. Either I wasn't paying close enough attention to it, or yeah, I clearly wasn't paying close enough attention to it, because this down close right here, I should have had my stop at break even, but I didn't. I should have had a break even on that trade. But I was doing something else, I'm sure, and I ended up losing 8 ticks on that trade. All right, it turned around. I missed this opportunity right here. I wasn't that interested in taking it because it was right in the middle of the weekly trading zone. Okay, there was another one over here that I had missed. It pulled back. It ended up going up. The up close was right here. Wait a minute. No, that's the one that I did take that. I actually took that, and I got 68.8 was my entry. All right, I didn't even realize I was in the thing. I had forgotten I had put a buy stop on there, and it entered me in, and it was up. It was up a bit, and it came back, and it took me out because my entry was at 68.8. I believe it took me out right over here. Okay, when I moved my stop to break even, I ended up getting out right there. I got in somewhere. I think I ended up getting in there because I forgot I had the order on, and I ended up getting out over here. All right. Now the proper entry on that would have been right here at 68.6. 68.6. All right. Let's see, what else did we have on the Russell today? There was a shorting opportunity right in here on the Russell, and currently it's got nothing. All right, we were down 1 trade or 8 ticks on the Russell today. All right, back here now. Gold. We took a bunch of trades on gold. I have about 7 of them, and there was a ton of opportunity in here, you know, on the gold. If you guys if you guys were focused on the gold today, there was a bunch of opportunity in here. Particularly using what we went over last night in the partners meeting. There was a bunch of good stuff. For everyone who is a partner who didn't make it to the partners meeting last night, that partners meeting is posted already in the members area, so you guys can go take a look at that if you want to. Scrolling back here to see where my first trade was. Here we go. Right here was my first trade on gold. This was the very first trade of my day. I took 11 ticks profit on this. This was the one that I got the 2 points in 2 minutes on. Okay, I shorted right here, and it ran right down, gave me 2 points profit. I took 11 ticks profit. Anyway, is what I got. You see, I drew the trend line in there. We had a down close below the trend line with bearish divergence, and I jumped in on that. Excuse me. There was a long trade right in here, a long opportunity that I missed. A short trade over here. I took a small gain on this one. Gary, when I put my stop there, it's not a typical stop. Okay, it's a separate order. I'm not dragging my stop up to break even. I'm putting an additional order there. I'm putting a, like on the soybean trade that I just did a minute ago. I had my original stop was way down. It was way down there, and I just put a sell stop on right here. I just right click and put a sell stop on. That's a limit order. Okay. The question was, don't I get a tick of slippage on that? But it's a limit order, so I don't typically get a tick of slippage. Sometimes I do, but usually I don't. All right. All right. So here was a bearish cross. It tested the BBC with a down close. I took a little bit of profit on that one. I missed the next one. I missed the next one. I took this one, and I got a little bit more profit on that one. I missed this nice move right here. I missed this failed one right here. I took some profit on that. I missed that. I missed, well, based on the stuff in the partners meeting last night, there was more to be done right in here, but I didn't do it. Again, based on the stuff in the partners meeting last night, it could have been long right in there. I missed this one, okay. Again, based on the stuff in the partners meeting last night, long right in there. I didn't do any of that. I'm not going to do any of that stuff in the in the live trading room. Okay. I'll point it out to you guys if you ask me about it. I'll point it out. Okay. Right in here, I missed this short trade and this short trade, and you can see that the thing just started to tank in here, and I missed all that opportunity. I know I took some more trades in here somewhere. There we go. I took some more trades. Took another trade over here, another short trade here where we took some profit. I took a break-even trade here. And I'm not sure how many. Yeah, I guess there's a couple more trades. All right. I took another break-even, or maybe plus 1 tick, I think I got on that one. And I blew this trade. It was plus 10 ticks, and I ended up taking 5 ticks profit on it because I couldn't drop my stop fast enough. I was trying to move my stop down. And I was trying to move my limit order stop down. Okay, because I didn't want to have 3 separate stop orders on. I had already had one from the original bracket order, and I put another one on at break even once it started to move, and the one that I had put on at break even, that limit order, is what I was trying to drag. And I dragged it, but by the time I dropped it in the wrong place, and it stopped me out at 5 ticks instead of 10. Anyway, that kind of wrapped up the morning session for us on the gold. All right, we traded quite a bit of gold this morning, and we did pretty well with it. We ended plus 44 ticks on gold. Now on the NQ, I highlighted some areas on the NQ, but I didn't actually trade it. A short right there, a long right in there, a couple more shorts right in there. There were a lot more trades than this on the NQ, a lot more, but these are the ones that I highlighted. Okay, this was a short right here that would have lost. This is the first one that I've shown you so far that would have lost that I highlighted. All right, and that was pretty much it. Now, based on the stuff we went over in the partners meeting last night, there was a bunch of opportunity in here, guys. A bunch more than what I just showed you with this. Okay, a bunch more. You could have been long over and over and short over and over and over again. Because on the stuff that we talked about in the partners meeting last night, you don't need the divergence and you don't care about the cross, all that stuff. All right. All right, moving on to the next market. On the ES. Now on the ES, we didn't take any trades. We highlighted one area right here that would have stopped you out. Okay, there was just one spot that we highlighted. And then in here, Dwayne had highlighted an area in here at 1625. He already talked about it, suggesting 1625 was short at that point. Went down 7 ticks to 23 and a quarter. Came back up, went back down. It's coming back up now. All right. Now that 1621.75 area that Dwayne was talking about earlier, came back down and hit that a couple times today. If that thing fails, then we should see, 1616 down in that area. Okay. Copper. Who wants to look at copper? Anybody? There are a couple of trades in here on copper this morning. I'll just go over it like this. Okay. We had drawn in these trend lines. This one actually didn't end up being anything. The trend line would have ended up being flat. Okay, you see, because that was the low. Right here was the low. And it got another one at the same level. Right there. So we would have had to have drawn another trend line starting from that one and drawn it up like that. So this was the down close right here on the copper. All right, the down close below the trend line was there. Followed up by another one there and there. And this was on the long side, another one on the long side. This one was on the short side that only went about 4 or 5 ticks. Then everything turned around. Now, using what we went over in the partners meeting last night, there was ample opportunity in here. But using regular divergence trades, there was not a lot of opportunity. Okay? You guys remember what we went over in the partners meeting last night? You could have gotten in several places along the way here. Right in here. Let's see. Possibly right in there. Right in here. Using our regular stuff that we trade with, you couldn't have gotten in on any of these places. But what we went over in the partners meeting last night, all these spots that I just highlighted on that move up. All right. And much more. Much more. All right. Let's see. Soybeans. Now, this was the soybean trade that I took just a few minutes ago. All right. Now, the beans, all the grains actually were pretty flat today for the first hour or so. Let me scroll back. Yeah, right here. For the first hour or so, from 9:30 to 10:30, they were pretty flat. They started to move up, but we didn't get into any trades. I wasn't even interested in trading it until after the big grain report came out. Now, there was a grain report right here at noon. You can see right here starting at 12, how many bars between 12 and 12:01. All these bars between 12 and 12:01. Okay, from right here all the way over to there on that grain report. I didn't want to trade it until after that had happened. That's why I waited and I actually put this trade on when Dwayne was talking here a few minutes ago, a little while ago. And I took that trade there on the long side. Now, there were more opportunities in here. There were ample opportunities in here to take trades, particularly based on what we went over in the partners meeting last night. There's just a ton of opportunity. For all you guys who are out there listening right now, who have taken the trial in the past, there's some good stuff that we have. But really, it's not. I'm not going over it so much in the free trial section, though. You really have to be a partner to be able to grab it. We went over it in the partners meeting last night. Frank's been testing it for the last month, and killing it. He was up over $1,000 a contract this morning in the first 2 hours. All right, that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up on this note right here, guys. If you have any questions or you need anything, you can email us at support@cfrn.net. If you want to call me, you can call me at 949-423-6464. Again, that's 949-423-6464. All right. I think I covered everything. All right. We ended We ended the morning session up $280 a contract. That's it. I'm going to stop the recording.